How do I know if I have anger management issues? I'll give you the top 10 countdown today. Listen in. Let's start with the number 10 sign that you might need anger management help. And that is that people tend to tiptoe around you, or they get defensive easily around you. Usually this indicates that they're feeling threatened. Your anger response could be projecting a threat that you didn't even know that you were projecting. If you see people being really careful around you, that might be an indicator. Number 9, you often find yourself regretting what you have said. You ever had that experience? Now, we all do from time to time. If this is coming up a lot for you, that you're thinking back on a conversation and you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that, then that might be an indicator that we ought to pay some closer attention to. Let's go ahead and move on to number 8. More than one person has mentioned to you that you might have an anger issue. Now, we get feedback all the time, right? Some feedback is not even worth paying a whole lot of attention to, but I think all feedback is potentially valuable. I remember years ago one of my clients said, if somebody tells you you're a horse, just ignore them, they're crazy. If 3 or 4 people tell you that you're a horse, you might want to buy some hay. And I had to chuckle about that because it's just kind of funny. But that's a really good point. What if 2, 3, 4 people have given you this feedback that you've got some anger issues? We don't always notice in ourselves what other people are able to pick up on. And if they're gracious enough to give us that feedback, let's pay attention to it and at least consider it. Number 7 on our list. You feel that you are surrounded by idiots. Maybe you are surrounded by idiots, right? Usually this is a reflection of your own perceptions. The people around you are just people. And you're going to find all kinds of people in all kinds of circumstances and settings. If you find yourself thinking, maybe more of the time than not, oh man, I'm surrounded by idiots here, it may be time to take a look at number 1 and just see what's driving those perceptions. Sometimes an anger issue has us misperceiving the thoughts and intentions of people around us. And you never know. Do you know what somebody else is thinking? No, you don't. Even if they tell you, all you know is what they told you. Just notice if this is showing up for you a lot, where you think that you're surrounded by idiots. Number 6 is really closely related to it because it also has to do with your perceptions. You think that life is unfair. All right, first of all, the truth of the matter is life is unfair. I don't think fairness is part of the dealio. When your focus is on the unfairness of your life, you are more susceptible to anger problems. So pay attention to that if you think that life is unfair. Now, I want to throw you a bone on this one because I already said life is unfair, right? Things happen. I heard this just over the weekend. Why do bad things happen to good people? Because they're people. Things happen to people. All kinds of things happen to all kinds of people. What kind of people get into car accidents? Yeah, the lazy ones, the distracted ones, the drunk ones, right? Who are they going to hit? You, me, my wife and kids. The kind of people who get into car accidents are the kind of people who get into cars. Can you connect with that for a minute? It's true. And life is not fair, right? But what we do about it is our own choice. And that's what this channel is all about. Look at some of the other videos in the positive personal development playlist. You're going to find gazillions, well, not gazillions, you're going to find dozens of videos there that address that very subject. Pay attention to your paradigm. It matters. Now, along the lines of paradigm, let's go to number 5. You blame others. Number 5 sign that you might need some anger management help. You blame others for what's going on in your life. It's easy to do this. Oh, it's not my fault. And trying to shift that blame over somewhere. It's hard to take responsibility for things. In my book, Pathological Positivity, I break up the word responsibility into 2 words. Response-ability. It's your ability to respond. If you are blaming someone else, and this is one of the traps that gets us into an anger problem. If you're blaming someone else, you don't have any power to change your situation. I've shared an experience before with driving, and I hope I'm not the only person who does this, but you know when you're driving and you get lost in your thoughts and you go right past your exit? I was doing this once in southern Utah, driving to go see a client, and I knew I had missed my exit when I saw the big colorful sign, Arizona welcomes you. I'm like, crap, Arizona? This is not what I had in mind. This is not the place I wanted to be. Now, don't get me wrong, Arizona's an amazing place. But it's not what I had in mind. And how often in life do we find ourselves in a place that we didn't plan to be in? Well, it's easy to try to blame someone else for that, right? As I find myself in the desert of Arizona, I look down and guess whose hands are on my steering wheel? Oh, that bites, doesn't it? Yeah, because I'm here under my own power. But the bad news is also the good news, because if your hands are on the wheel, what can you do? Steer it, take it somewhere. As long as we're blaming, we don't have that power. We're waiting for something or someone else to get us out of wherever we are. All right, moving up to number 4 on our list, that you might have an anger issue. You find yourself yelling a lot, or people ask you to stop yelling when you didn't think you were. That's going to show up occasionally. If it's showing up a lot, probably an indicator that we need to take a closer look at this. These are becoming more obvious as we get toward the top of the list. Number 3 on our list, indicator that you might have an anger issue, is that you feel frequent, intense surges of rage. Anger, you feel it. You feel the anger, and you feel it a lot, and it's bothering you a little bit. Indicator number 2, I have to chuckle at this one. You've been referred for anger management classes, either through your work or the court or whatever. If you're at that level, you got an issue. And again, it's easy to blame someone else and say that life is unfair and try to make up all kinds of excuses or justifications. If you've been referred for a class, open your eyes. You got an issue. Let's take it on. You can totally handle this, but you've got something to deal with here. And the number 1 indicator that you might have some anger issues to address is that you searched for and found this video. The title suggests that you've got a concern about this. Now maybe you're looking up this video to help someone else. Bless you for that. If you're looking for your own purposes, probably it's an indicator that you've got some work to do. If you could use some personal help with your anger issues, reach out to us. liveonpurpose.coach is a place where you can find coaches who are trained and certified in the philosophies that we teach here at Live on Purpose TV. They can help you. Make sure you subscribe, follow, check in again tomorrow. We'll have new videos here every day.
Down, face locked onto the phone. And I wished